with the heart. Here we have a big old ventricle. It's the big one that's easy to find. The atria, there's two of them on either side. There's an atria, right. Let me get another poker. There's an atria, right. There's an atria right there. And on the other side, we see another atria on the other side, right there. So those are the atria. Coming off the ventricle, you can see this little guy. This is the conus arteriosus right here. Bing, 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 bing. And then on the end of it, you're going to see this like bulb, this like fattening at the end. That's the bulbus arteriosus. That's all of the heart. This big old thing is the liver. You'll see at the bottom, the gallbladder. Kind of cool. This is the lung. It is a hydrostatic organ. And you'll also know that the pulmonary artery and vein are again switched, just like they are in the cat. So the pulmonary artery is blue, usually. This one's black. The pulmonary artery is black on this one, and the pulmonary vein is red. Kind of cool. Okay, so there's the liver. There's the other lung. Hold on. There's the other lung. This is the stomach. So you have the esophagus all the way up here, and then the cardia, and then the body, and then all the way down here. This is the pylorus. You can see the pyloric sphincter. I'm grabbing onto it right here. Here's a spleen that connects to the stomach. Kind of cool. It's got some arteries and veins that go to it. Coming off the pylorus, you're going to see the small intestine, the duodenum. So a mud puppy only has a duodenum and an ileum. Right here, you will see the pancreas. It's got an artery going to it too. That one right there. We're going to get to that shortly. Here's the duodenum. At the bottom, you're going to find the ileum. And then at the very bottom, you're going to see a big black thing called the rectum. And it goes all to the cloaca down here. The kidney in the mud puppy is not this little thing right here. This is a testicle. Or is that the kidney? Oh, there's the kidney back there. All the way back here, you will see the kidney. It's a paired structure on both sides. And then this thing is the testicle. And this black structure is the mesonephric duct. That was the one on the quiz this morning. It carries both sperm and urine to the cloaca. Also attached to the cloaca, you will find the bladder. The bladder of the mud puppy is not homologous to the bladder of the cat. It is an outfold into the cloaca. And that's all the organs. Good. We're going quickly now. We're going to start with the arteries and veins. Now up here, this one actually shows it kind of well, but normally we don't see it, so it hasn't been on the test very often. This would be the external carotid. The internal carotid would be up here, and the vertebral would go across the center here. Normally we don't see them very well, and sometimes they don't appear on the test, but we've been getting some good ones this year, so you should try and see them anyway. We have the axillary under here, which has not been... there it is. Axillary, followed by the brachial, which is on the arm itself, both of which are not very well dissected. Hold on, it's around here somewhere. Well, the brachial would be on the arm. I think it's this little pink one right in here. Yeah, let's go with that. There's a little pink one in the arm there, not easy to see. But that would be the brachial. You have the pulmonary artery and vein. As I said, they're switched. Alright, so we're going to get to the other arteries and veins. The most important one that you're going to want to know is this one down here. This big red one goes along the spine. That's the dorsal aorta. First one to come off the dorsal aorta is this one, the gastric. See how it branches onto the stomach itself? This is not normal right here, so you shouldn't know it. I don't even know why. Oh, I see. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so this one actually shows something different than normally what you'd see. Normally what you see is this one right here. This is the pancreatico-mesenteric, I believe. It normally branches into four things. The splenic being one of them. Usually this vein right here, this is the gastrosplenic vein, normally has a splenic artery right next to it. But on this one, it's got a mutation, kind of cool. The splenic artery is connected to the dorsal aorta. Not exactly common, but it happens sometimes. Up here, you'll see one of the other branches of the pancreatico-mesenteric. So let's move everything aside so you can see it. Pancreatico-mesenteric is this one right here. Comes all the way up here. This is the... Or is it the pancreatico-mesenteric?
You're asking us?
Whoops. I think I might have said that wrong. Let me see something real quick. Oh God, did I just screw everything up? That one right there. That one is the celiaco-mesenteric. Oh God.
It's okay.
Oops. Well, good that I caught it. So let's actually go back and do this all over again. I'm going to go to the dorsal aorta. We know the first one to come off the dorsal aorta is the gastric. And then we have this one, the splenic artery, which normally connects to the celiaco-mesenteric, which is this guy. The celiaco-mesenteric becomes, one of the branches of it is this guy, the pancreatico-duodenal, which is the one I was getting confused in my head. This is one of the most confusing arteries of the entire mud puppy, but you should know it very well because we almost always have a station on it on the test. The other stuff that comes off of the celiaco-mesenteric would be this one right here that goes up into the liver. So the celiaco-mesenteric is, oops, accidentally cut it. Normally be right there, connected to the dorsal aorta, comes up here to the hepatic, and then there's another one that comes off, it branches off here to become the first mesenteric. The rest of the mesenterics, the mesenteric arteries, and you should know the artery is different from the veins on this guy. So the mesenteric arteries come off of the dorsal aorta down here, and they become the intestinals up here. Whereas with the veins, the yellow ones here, these are all intestinal veins, and there's one mesenteric vein right here. The mesenteric vein branches into a few things. It comes up here, branches into this one, which is the hepatic portal vein. This one, which is the gastrosplenic. Let's look at that. Normally has the splenic artery right next to it. This is the gastrosplenic vein. Comes up here to become the splenic and the gastric vein. And also it branches into this one, which is the lateral abdominal, which we cut when we go into the mud puppy. So you don't actually see that one. Down here, you're going to see the bladder has an artery connected to it. It's the hypogastric. That one right there. And then you have, of course, the testicular arteries and veins right there. And all the way down here, which hasn't been very well dissected, so we can't see it, you'd have in this area both the pelvic and the iliac. We can't actually see them, unfortunately. And then in here, you would find the femoral, which none of these have been done very well. So I actually want you to go back and do this. There's the femoral right there. All right, and that's all the arteries, veins, and organs of the mud puppy. I'm sorry about the celiac.